lecture about, today's lecture will be about debugging a large software project. And let me start beginning with a true story that really happened to me when I was working as a software developer for a company, and we were really working on a large project. And yeah, as it was usual in that company, we did all our debugging just on the fly. So we had some problems, we just put some code into the rest of the code to do the debugging, and then we got our results, and then we changed that. And so that was what I did. So I had a small problem, I wanted to get some numbers out of the program, and so I just put some code into the program to create a new file. And that file, I didn't have an idea what to name that file, so I just called it bullshit.dat. Yeah, and then I got the numbers and I fixed the bug, and that's it. So I never again thought about this little debugging code inside our code. And then, as story goes, the management department just set another deadline for the new update version, and I just forgot about that debug code because I never used it again. So we had to rush for this deadline, and I just forgot to remove that code. And so we had an update for our program, and that program, when started, created a file in the file system called bullshit.dat. So we only had two complaints, let's say it in a positive way, of some dentists that said, what does this file mean and what do we have to do with this? But of course my boss really went crazy because having a file bullshit doesn't do too good to the image of our factory and our program. So a program that creates bullshit shouldn't be seen as a program which really does a good job. And so what's the key point of my experience then is, especially for large programs, you always have to decide before you start the program or before you start the development what your debugging techniques will be. So you should especially set a debugging setting so that this kind of annoying bug doesn't happen to you. And in the rest of the lecture I will show you several different techniques how to do debugging in a better way than this on-the-fly debugging, which usually isn't too good. So this is what we will be dealing today in our lecture.
Okay, thank you.